want to make one more video before I go, and in the video I'm going to be talking about what happens when you have hangover, so that you know that drinking isn't exactly cute as it looks, and also that when you overdrink, you kind of suffer your body. It's more like a poison to your body. So you know that it's not cute. So you stop over drinking and making competition about who drinks more, because it's not a flex that you think it is. So let me explain why hangovers happen and the real biological causes, so that you know what happens in your body when you're having a hangover. And I'm going to use some scientific terms, so that I don't have to say it off because I might not explain it using the scientific terms of how it happens. But when you have a hangover, it doesn't just look like, oh, maybe you're tired or you have stress or your body is feeling the type of stress. No. What happens when you have hangover? You have hangover when you drink. And the first thing that happens when you have a hangover is a toxic breakdown product, which is acetate. Or like when you drink, your liver converts that alcohol into a chemical. And this substance is toxic to your cell, is inflammatory, and is irritating to your stomach. So it gives you a stomach pain when this happens. Also, one of the major causes is that it makes you nausea, and then it gives you headache, more like a poisoned feeling. Like you feel something that somebody that is experiencing poison feels. That's what happens. So you don't just feel bad from alcohol, you also feel bad from what it has turned your body into. It's toxic to your cells, inflammatory, it gives you stomach pain, headache, it gives you this poisonous feeling. And after there's this breakdown of alcohol, of this breakdown of this toxic substance in your body, because in some terms alcohol is kind of toxic because of what it does to your body, then you suffer what we call dehydration and electrolyte loss. Like alcohol blocks a hormone called vasopressin in your body, which normally tells your liver when to conserve water. So without it, you urinate more. You know when you drink, you feel this you feel pressed to urinate. So this is what happens. You urinate more, and when you urinate more, you lose more fluid, you lose salt, you lose sodium and potassium in your body, and it causes you to be thirsty, dizzy, tired, weak, and it gives you headache. So hangover kind of feels partly like dehydration illness. You know, when all these things are happening, you don't have water in your body, you start feeling dizzy, thirst, tired, because you are urinating more, you are losing fluid, you are losing salt, you are tired, you are having headache. This is what happens in your body. So alcohol is not the flex that you think it is. Then it is more bad, it is more risky when you try to consume more, because maybe you want to compete, you want to, it's not the flex you think it is. And after suffering from dehydration and all of that, next thing you suffer is inflammation. This inflammation, like alcohol triggers the immune system in your body that releases inflammatory molecules like cytokines. This causes headache, fatigue. Like if you're tired, you have headache, you have a brain fog. Like you tend not to remember some certain things at the time. You become very sensitive to noise, light. Your body treats heavy drinking like an infection or an injury. That's why alcohol is more like a poison to the body, because the body does not really handle it well. Then you suffer sleep disruption. You know when you say something is disruptive, yeah. Even if you sleep long, this alcohol already block your REM sleep, like I explained in my previous video, and fragments in the night when you drink. This sleep disruption is when you drink, then you black out, then you wake up, you black out, you wake up, you black out. Even if you sleep long, a huge percentage of the time that you think you slept is you blacking out, because alcohol blocks your REM sleep. REM. Alcohol blocks your REM sleep. So there is you experience fragments of sleep in the night, but you don't actually sleep. So your brain doesn't recover. So when you drink so much alcohol that you black out, after dealing with the blackout, you are going to deal with loss of sleep, which means that in the next couple of days, you are going to be sleeping to recover from the loss of sleep that you experienced previously. Because what you dealt with previously was you blacking out, because alcohol blocks your REM sleep. So you wake up exhausted after like 8 to 10, 12, 24 hours. Then your blood sugar crashes. The alcohol interferes with your liver ability to release glucose. Interferes with your liver ability to release the glucose. So what this causes is that you start shaking, because your blood sugar is very low. Your blood sugar is crashing out. It's crashing, like it's going down. It's when something is crashing, it's going down. You start experiencing a little shaking, weakness, irritability. All these are caused by your blood sugar crashing down. You start sweating profusely. Like the shaking hangover is partly due to low blood sugar. So the summary is that a hangover is equals to toxin exposure, dehydration, inflammation, poor sleep, and low blood sugar. So this is what happens when you have a hangover due to alcohol. And then I'm going to also try to explain why people get more drunk, or people get drunk faster than others. One is due to your body size and composition. Smaller people have less delight. Smaller people have less delight. Explain why people get drunk faster than others. Body size and composition is the number one factor. People that have smaller body, they have less dilution of higher blood alcohol. Why people that are fat or plus size people, alcohol concentrates more in their blood. So these two different size of humans can drink the same amount of alcohol, but reach their different intoxication level differently. Number two is genetics. Genetics is a huge factor. There are people that produce less of the enzymes that breaks down alcohol. There are people that produce more. So we have factor is the sex difference. Women tend to get drunk faster than men. Why? Because there is less body water on average. There is a lower stomach enzyme activity, and there's hormone effect. So both a man and a woman can drink the same amount of alcohol, and they have a very different effects. Some tend to have a stronger effect than others. But that doesn't mean that every woman out there don't handle alcohol, or every man out there don't handle alcohol better, because there are women that handle alcohol better than men. And those women are because they already build their tolerance compared to most men that haven't. So this is not an absolute. In fact, it's relative. but then it's a factor. And then the drinking and food. I already explained it in my previous video. When you eat, you react to alcohol slower because your liver breaking down the alcohol is going to be a slower effect. It's going to move slower compared to when you don't eat. But that doesn't mean you cannot get drunk when you have taken excess. So drinking quickly after eating can overwhelm the liver anyway. And then drinking on empty stomach speeds up the absorption. So you're going to get drunk faster when you drink on empty stomach. And then the last factor is tolerance. Like I said in my previous video, some people already build tolerance to alcohol. That doesn't mean they don't get drunk, but they're not going to get drunk faster as compared to some people. So regular drinkers already have this tolerance, so they will not get drunk faster as compared to people that don't drink normally. So these are factors of alcohol that you should know.